Okay, Captain John here. Today I wanted to talk to you about my new motors. So I've switched over since we've done the original walkthrough on the boat last year when it was new. Now we're running Mercuries. And so why am I running Mercury? Well, one, my old manufacturer is no longer making motors. That had a lot to do with it, but really it's all about technology. So I went on the look, trying to figure out what am I gonna do? What motor am I gonna run? Contacted my buddies at Kitsap Marina, got some advice from them, did a lot of online research. And being a technology kind of guy, you know, with all the electronics and stuff we run, I'm looking for something that's going to work well and is technologically advanced. Well, after lots of study and looking around and talking to other owners, it came down to Mercury. Great American company, been around forever, very technologically advanced on their stuff. So I went with Merc. So what I got here is a 225 4-stroke, okay? So far it has been a great motor. Okay, these 225s are 3.4 liter V6s. They're the lightest in their class at 475 pounds. I mean, Mercury has done a lot to get the weight down on these, you know, and that makes a big difference. Being a 4-stroke, they got a lot of cool features in there. You know, these are, let's take a look at one here that's open. Over here, I got the cowling off on this one. All right, so what they've done is, if you look at the way the shape of the motor is and the way it goes down in the front, it's like a 64-degree drop in the front. It gives you a lot of clearance when you go to put these motors up. So you have a lot of room to get them up and clear the well in the front. That's a really cool thing. All right, so some of the other stuff that they've done that's really innovative, valve train maintenance is maintenance free. Okay, so on other motors, that's a $1,200 bill every time you take them in and adjust it. This is lifetime. You don't have to adjust your valve train. That is a big thing. So that's one of their cool things. They have a performance air intake. These are the quietest running motors I've ever had. I mean, the air comes in up the top here, goes around the front, it's tuned, comes back through here, creates that compression it needs to get that torque for that 4-stroke. Love it. I mean, absolutely the quietest motors. You can sit there and have a normal conversation while you're running wide open throttle and not hear them. Biggest problem probably with them is at idle, you forget to turn them off because you don't hear them running, you know, so that's something you got to watch. Okay, fuel economy's been great on them. You know, these are just getting broke in, and I'm getting a little less than 3 gallons per hour, maybe 2.8, but they're not even broke in yet. All right, so they're great on fuel economy. Maintenance is a wonderful thing. Okay, up on top here, what's really cool about maintenance is you can just go ahead and push this in the latch. Look what opens up there. Here's your dipstick. Easy to check your oil fill. The red button here. This is a release. Okay, you can pop that out. It releases the latches in the front and the back, and it becomes a carrying handle. You can go ahead and lift your lid right off of there. So this is great. You know, when you want to check your oil every day before you go out, you don't have to deal with the rain, getting everything wet, trying to put a cover over it. You know, it's kind of a neat thing. Also, this is threaded in here, so you can actually thread into here on your dipstick on here and pump your oil out. So if you're in the marina and you want to change the oil, you pop that out, connect your connector into here for your oil pump, and it'll suck the oil right out of it. So you can change the oil while the boat's in the water. Another great feature of Mercury. All right, so if you're about maintenance and you got to get the oil changed in this thing, here's the oil filter right here. All right, so they set it right here where you can reach it and you can get to it. Down here, this yellow plug, this is a drain. So any of the oil that spills in there, you take this plug off and you go ahead and hook a hose to it and put your hose there. It's all going to go down and catch in the container. And then over here on the other side, if you're doing it out of water, same deal. You got a connection down here where you can go ahead and hook your hose up and drop it down into your bucket and rapidly drain your oil out right there. So, I mean, really simple to do maintenance. And if you need to know what to do, there's a sticker right back here, okay? Every 100 hours, okay? Every 300 hours, okay? There's also a QR code right here. If you go ahead and scan that QR code, it'll give you all the part numbers and everything you need to do it. So really, some really cool innovation stuff went into this. And that's one of the things I really like. Now, one of the other cool things about this motor, on this boat, you know, it's electronics. So I have a lot of electronics on this boat, okay? So I tend to run my batteries down, you know, and what happens is you know, you need that wattage coming from the motors to charge them up. Well, the Mercuries, when they're at idle, will automatically sense that. That 85 amp alternator will say, oh, got a low battery, and it'll pick up the RPM on the motors and start charging the batteries automatically. So it senses a low battery condition. All right, the other cool thing, it's all about vibration. How many of you guys got motors and they sit back there and they shake at idle? And that motor's just shaking. And it drives you nuts after a while, you know, it starts causing rattles in the boat and all that stuff. Well, Mercury put a center line motor mount in down here. So it separates this part from this part, and it's got a big vibration damper in there. So these motors don't shake, there's no vibration. You know, they're quiet as they are on a startup till they are a wide open throttle. And you don't have all that vibration going through the boat. It's all about being quiet, you know, and you're out there in the boat. So I love it. You know, so far I just love these motors. I can't enjoy them enough. You know, we'll see how they do this summer. We'll get some tuner runs in and take a good look at them, and we'll have another video then and see how it goes. But right now, I can tell you I really like it. Now for my kicker motor, I'm running a 15 horse Pro kicker, okay? These have been around forever. I mean, probably the fastest motor I've ever seen go up and down. All right, really cool. It does makes about 9 amps. Very quiet on the troll. I have mine tie barred over here. If you take a look over here, it's actually tie barred to the main motors. So this is tie barred to this motor, the other motor's tie barred to that motor. So when my autopilot, my Simrad autopilot turns the boat, all 3 motors turn. So I can sit there and drive an autopilot and have all 3 of my motors driving. So that's another cool thing I like about it. So I have quiet motors, ease of maintenance, a lot of fun, you know, out on the water. It's all about more time fishing, less time working on the boat. All right, wanted to talk to you a little bit about the controls for these Mercury 225 4-strokes. It's got some cool features up here too. So if you look, you can actually sync the motors right here. Now both motors, no matter if you're running both controls, will run it, and it'll actually keep the RPMs the same on both of them. All right, that's kind of a cool feature. Now, well, the way I run mine is they have a 1 lever control. All right, so I put it on 1 lever. Now I can run both motors just on 1 control, and of course my tilt and trim is still located right here. All right, they have a throttle only, so if you want to warm it up, you can touch throttle only, bring that up. All right, so now one of the other cool things is if you up here you see the dock mode. All right, what that does is it reduces the speed of the boat, I mean the throttle down to 50%. So I put it in dock mode. I can't go to wide open throttle, I can only go to half throttle. All right, so that does a couple of things for you. You won't accidentally overpower when you're going into the dock trying to shift. You know, maybe you're reversing one motor and putting the other motor in gear. It makes a difference. What I like it for is when I'm out salmon fishing, if I'm trolling with the big motors, or especially tuna fishing, and I'm on the big ones and I'm running, somebody doesn't actually come by in the back station and hit the throttle control and put the boat at wide open throttle. So you don't have that chance of getting thrown out of the boat. So it's a nice safety feature. And of course you can dim your displays right here, make them brighter or less bright. With these controls here, you have the separate tilts up above where you can actually tilt the motors here, or you get both of them together up here. So it does some really cool features. And right in front of it is actually my vessel view. It gives me all my Mercury information. All right, so I can see all that. I can also, this is also connected to my Lowrance HDS Live units. So it'll go ahead and allow me to do that. One of the cool things about it is I got speed control, so I can go ahead and bring this thing into troll mode, touch troll mode, and bring that up. And I can control the speed of the motors at troll or at cruise speed. I can bring it up and go ahead and ramp these up a little at a time with the right there on the vessel view. So I can get that exact speed I want, or particularly what I really like is that troll mode. So I get down here in troll mode and I'm running those motors. I can go ahead and pick that up and adjust my, you know, how fast I want the motors to go as far as trolling speed and get that exact trolling speed. So that's some really cool stuff that they got. That's about it for this video. So stay tuned, we'll have more coming.